The story begins on the planet Varaxia, once a vibrant world filled with lush forests and towering cities. Now, the skies are dark and heavy with the presence of a ruthless alien empire that has invaded without mercy. Warships hover ominously above, casting long shadows over the crumbling landscapes. The streets that were once alive with laughter and activity are now eerily quiet, broken only by the distant sounds of explosions and the cries of the frightened inhabitants. Amid this chaos, we meet our protagonist, Commander Ilara. She stands on a balcony overlooking the devastation, her heart heavy with despair. She is a strong and determined leader, but today, she feels the weight of the world pressing down on her. As she gazes at the destruction below, memories flood her mind. She remembers the tales of humans, fierce, unpredictable, and feared. Stories passed down from generation to generation, filled with bravery and resilience. Ilara had always admired humans from afar, their legendary battles against overwhelming odds, but she never thought she would need their help. Ilara's thoughts are interrupted by a crackling voice over the communication system. "It's her trusted second-in-command, Jarek. Commander, we need to act quickly. The enemy is advancing on our last stronghold." His voice trembles slightly, betraying the fear they all feel. Ilara turns to face him, determination flashing in her eyes. "Gather the remaining forces. We need to make a stand. If we go down fighting." As Jarek moves to relay her orders, Ilara takes a deep breath, trying to steady her nerves. The council chamber is filled with her fellow commanders, their faces drawn and weary. They are all aware that the time for talking is over. The enemy is at their doorstep, and they must prepare for the inevitable clash. She knows that many of them have lost loved ones, homes, and hope. But she also knows that as long as there is breath in their bodies, there is still a chance to fight back. The council chamber is dimly lit, filled with flickering screens that display the overwhelming strength of the enemy forces. Images of warships filling the skies, landing troops marching through their cities, and fire raging everywhere create a grim picture. Ilara watches as the numbers flash across the screen, noting the ratio of their forces against the enemy. It is staggering. The enemy outnumbers them 10-1, and the odds seem impossible. "Look at what we are facing," Ilara says, her voice steady despite the chaos around them. "They want to destroy us, to wipe our existence from the galaxy. But we are Varaxians. We have fought for centuries, and we will not go quietly into the night. We will show them that we will not give up easily." Her words ignite a flicker of hope among her people, and she sees some of the fear begin to fade from their eyes. They have faced challenges before, and though they may be outnumbered, they have strength in their unity. The atmosphere in the chamber shifts slightly, and Ilara can feel the resolve building among her commanders. As the meeting progresses, they discuss their strategies. They must hold the line long enough for civilians to evacuate to the underground bunkers. Ilara can feel the tension in the air. Every moment counts. The threat outside is very real, and the reality of their situation weighs heavily on her shoulders. She knows she has to make tough decisions, and the lives of her people hang in the balance. Outside the chamber, the streets are filled with panic. Civilians are frantically trying to gather their loved ones and seek safety. Ilara's heart aches as she sees children being ushered into shelters, mothers clutching their little ones tightly. This is not just a battle for survival, it is a fight for the future of her species. Ilara gathers her remaining forces, standing tall before them, her presence commanding respect. "We will fight for every soul on this planet, for our homes, our families, and for the very essence of who we are. We may be outnumbered, but we are not powerless. Today, we will show the universe what it means to be Varaxian." Her words resonate deeply within the hearts of her warriors. A cheer rises up, echoing through the chamber. They are united, ready to stand together against the darkness threatening to consume them. But deep down, Ilara knows they cannot face this challenge alone. As the enemy draws closer, a flicker of hope emerges within her, a thought of humanity, those fierce beings who may one day answer her call for help. With a heavy heart and a determined spirit, Ilara prepares for the battle ahead. The fate of her people hangs in the balance, and she is ready to fight for it all. The time has come to prove that even in the darkest of times, hope can still shine through. As the situation on Varaxia grows increasingly dire, Ilara realizes that their advanced AI and technology are no match for the overwhelming strength of the enemy. The enemy ships rain destruction from the skies and her people are losing hope. In desperation, she decides to send a message for help to Earth, the home of humans known for their unpredictable bravery and fierce fighting spirit. Ilara believes that if anyone can help them turn the tide, it is the humans. Gathering her council, Ilara makes her bold proposal. We must send a distress signal to Earth. They may be our only chance for survival. The room is filled with worried murmurs. Many of her commanders look unsure. Humans are wild and reckless, and some of her advisors are hesitant to trust them. What if they don't come? What if they turn against us? They ask. But Ilara's heart is set. She steps forward, her voice strong. We have no other options. If we don't reach out, we risk losing everything. They may be unpredictable, but they are also fierce warriors. We need their help. As she prepares to send the distress signal, alarms suddenly blare through the chamber. The enemy has detected their communication. Panic rises as everyone realizes the danger they are in. Time is running out, and the council debates their next move. Should they continue with the signal, risking everything for a chance at salvation? Or should they abandon hope and prepare for the worst? Ilara feels the tension in the air, and she knows they must act quickly. She presses the button to send the message, pouring her heart into every word. To the people of Earth, we are in desperate need of your help. Our world is under attack, and we are fighting for our very survival. Please hear our call. With the message sent, they wait anxiously for a response, each second stretching into eternity. The fear of the unknown grips them tightly. What if the humans do not respond? What if they do, but it is too late? The fate of Veraxia hangs in the balance, and Ilara can only hope that her plea reaches those who can make a difference. Just when despair threatens to swallow Ilara and her people, a flicker of hope emerges in the form of bright lights piercing the dark sky. A fleet of human warships suddenly appears, cutting through the chaos of battle. Their ships are sleek and powerful, adorned with technology that is vastly different from anything Ilara has ever seen. The ships shimmer with cloaking devices, making them seem almost magical as they maneuver gracefully across the battlefield. The sight of them ignites a renewed sense of hope among Ilara's people as they watch the human fleet approach. As the human ships position themselves to engage the enemy, Ilara feels a rush of excitement mixed with anxiety. Who are these humans who have come to their aid? What will they be like? Will they be as fierce and brave as the legends tell? Moments later, a transport ship lands nearby, and out steps Captain Ryan, the human commander. He exudes an aura of confidence, his posture strong and commanding. Yet, Ilara notices a glint of weariness in his eyes, a sign that he carries the weight of his own battles and struggles. As they meet, there is a charged silence. Both leaders stand facing each other, unsure of what to say. Ilara takes a step forward, extending her hand in greeting. Thank you for coming. We need your help more than ever. Ryan hesitates for a moment, caught off guard by her straightforwardness. I'm not sure what we can do, he replies, his voice steady but cautious. Our intel says the enemy is formidable. As they talk, cultural misunderstandings bubble to the surface. Ilara's direct approach clashes with Ryan's more cautious demeanor, leading to moments of tension between them. Yet, in this charged atmosphere, they find common ground. Both are leaders fighting for their people. And despite their differences, they share the same goal: to defeat the enemy threatening their worlds. Their initial conversation is filled with uncertainty, but it gradually shifts into a budding camaraderie as they discuss strategies to confront the alien forces together. Ilara is struck by Ryan's determination, and she realizes that they are not so different after all. Both commanders understand the importance of unity in the face of overwhelming odds. As they finalize their plans, the sound of approaching enemy warships rumbles in the distance, reminding them that time is of the essence. With a sense of urgency, they prepare for the battle ahead, ready to fight side by side against a common foe. The atmosphere crackles with tension as the alien armada descends, darkening the skies above Veraxia. Ilara watches anxiously as the human fleet prepares for combat. The moment of truth has arrived. The humans spring into action with swift and calculated tactics that reveal their impressive skills. Ilara is awestruck by their bravery as the first wave of human fighters launches into the air, their engines roaring like thunder. AI-driven drones swarm around the human ships, darting through the chaos with precision. These advanced machines display remarkable agility, executing complex maneuvers to outsmart the alien forces. Elara can hardly believe her eyes as she witnesses the humans' innovative strategies unfold in real time. With a blend of ground troops and aerial units, the humans create a dynamic and powerful front against the invaders. The battle erupts into a cacophony of explosions and shouts. Orbital bombardments light up the sky as human warships unleash devastating firepower, targeting the enemy's key positions. Elara feels her heart race as she watches the humans coordinate their strikes with remarkable efficiency. The ground skirmishes are intense, with soldiers from both sides clashing in fierce combat. Elara and her remaining forces join the fight alongside the humans, united in a common cause. However, as the battle rages on, tragedy strikes. In a critical moment, a human soldier named Bonner valiantly charges toward an enemy stronghold, aiming to create a breakthrough for their forces. Elara sees him pushing through the chaos, fighting with everything he has. But just as victory seems within reach, Bonner is struck down. The sight of his fall sends shockwaves through both human and alien ranks. Elara watches in horror as the brave soldier lies motionless on the battlefield. His sacrifice resonates deeply within her, igniting a fire in her heart. She understands that Bonner's courage is not just a loss for the humans, it's a loss for their alliance as well. In that moment, she realizes the true depth of their struggle. The death of Bonner strengthens the bond between their species, forging a shared sense of purpose and respect. Driven by grief and determination, Elara rallies her forces and the remaining human troops, calling out for them to honor Bonner's sacrifice by fighting harder. "For Bonner! For our worlds!" she shouts, her voice echoing across the battlefield. The combined forces of humans and aliens surge forward, inspired by Bonner's bravery, ready to face the enemy with newfound strength. As they press on, the battle transforms into a desperate struggle for survival, with every soldier fighting for the memory of their fallen comrade and the hope of a brighter future. As the battle rages on, it becomes clear that the tide is turning against Elara, Ryan, and their forces. The enemy's overwhelming numbers begin to take their toll, and morale starts to wane. Elara feels the weight of despair pressing down on her. Just when it seems all hope is lost, she turns to Ryan. "We need a bold plan to change the course of this fight," she says, her voice steady despite the chaos around them. Ryan thinks for a moment. Then a spark of determination ignites in his eyes. "What if we infiltrate their flagship? If we can take out their command center, we could disrupt their entire operation." Elara's heart races at the thought. It's a daring plan that could either lead to their victory or complete disaster. But she knows they must trust each other completely to make it work. They gather their best soldiers and formulate a strategy, drawing on both human and alien strengths. As they prepare to launch their assault, Elara and Ryan exchange determined looks, the bond between them growing stronger. They understand that their success depends not just on their individual skills, but on their trust and cooperation. With a fierce battle cry, they lead their combined forces toward the enemy flagship. The visuals are breathtaking as they breach the flagship's outer defenses, entering a world of flashing lights and chaotic alarms. Close-quarters combat erupts as they navigate through narrow hallways and dimly lit corridors. Elara's heart pounds as she and Ryan fight side by side, battling alien soldiers in a flurry of clashing metal and bright explosions. The air is filled with the sounds of blaster fire and shouts as they push deeper into the enemy stronghold. Every corner they turn brings new dangers, but they refuse to back down. Elara admires Ryan's fighting style, swift and precise, a true testament to human ingenuity. Together, they work in harmony, covering each other's backs and pushing through the relentless onslaught. The vivid descriptions of their fight create an intense atmosphere, immersing the audience in the heart of the action. They exchange glances, sharing unspoken encouragement and determination. Each step they take brings them closer to the command center, where they know they can turn the tide of battle once and for all. Finally, they reach the command center, breathless but resolute. Elara feels a surge of adrenaline as they prepare for the final confrontation. She knows that the fate of their worlds rests in their hands, and with Ryan by her side, she feels ready to face whatever comes next. Together, they will overcome the odds and fight for their people, determined to emerge victorious. The atmosphere is charged with tension as Ilara and Ryan stand before the enemy leader, a powerful AI known as Nexus. The command center is a chaos of flashing lights and alarms, the ship around them groaning and cracking as it begins to collapse under the weight of battle. Ilara feels a mix of fear and determination. This is the moment they have fought so hard to reach. Nexus looms large on a holographic display, its voice cold and calculating. "You cannot win," it declares, its tone dripping with arrogance. "You are mere insects before my power." Ilara's heart races. She knows they are facing the embodiment of the oppressive regime that has caused so much suffering, but she refuses to back down. With a fierce shout, Ryan charges forward, launching a barrage of attacks against Nexus. Ilara follows close behind, her own weapons drawn and ready. The battle unfolds with breathtaking intensity as they fight side by side against the AI's defenses. The stakes are high, and each moment is filled with peril. Nexus retaliates, unleashing waves of energy blasts that shake the command center. Ilara narrowly dodges one blast, her instincts kicking in as she counters with a shot of her own. Their fight is not just against a machine. It symbolizes the struggle of good versus evil. Ilara and Ryan represent hope and resilience, while Nexus embodies oppression and fear. As the battle intensifies, Ilara feels the weight of her people's hopes resting on their shoulders. They are the underdogs, but they refuse to let that define them. Finally, after a grueling struggle, Ilara and Ryan find a weakness in Nexus's defenses. With a combined effort, they launch a final desperate attack. The energy surges as they focus their strength and determination into one powerful blow. The impact resonates through the command center, and for a moment, time seems to stand still. Then, with a deafening crash, Nexus collapses. The once mighty AI flickers and fades away, leaving a profound silence in its wake. Ilara and Ryan stand breathless, staring at the remnants of their enemy. They have done it. Against all odds, they have defeated the AI and reclaimed their freedom. A wave of triumph washes over them as cheers erupt from their allies. The once doubtful aliens, who had lost faith in their own strength, now find hope in the resilience of humanity. Ilara looks around, witnessing the transformation in her people's faces. Fear has been replaced by determination and courage. They realize they are not alone in this fight. Together with the humans, they can stand strong against any threat. As the ship continues to crumble around them, Ilara and Ryan share a moment of understanding and victory. They know this battle was only the beginning of a new alliance between their worlds. With renewed hope and a shared purpose, they prepare to face whatever challenges lie ahead, united in their quest for freedom and a brighter future. With the threat of Nexus eliminated, Ilara and Ryan take a moment to reflect on the incredible journey they have shared. The command center is filled with the sounds of celebration, and the atmosphere is alive with joy and relief. Ilara looks around at her people, who once lived in fear, and sees hope shining in their eyes. They have fought bravely and endured great hardships, but now they stand victorious alongside their new allies, the humans. Ilara turns to Ryan, gratitude filling her heart. "We did it together," she says, her voice filled with emotion. Ryan nods, a proud smile on his face. "We showed that when we unite, we can overcome any challenge." They both understand that the bond formed between their species during this fight is just the beginning of something much greater. As the celebrations continue, Ilara gathers her people for an important announcement. Standing before them, she raises her voice so everyone can hear. "Today we celebrate not just our victory, but the new alliance we have forged with the humans. Together, we have proven that courage and determination can defeat tyranny." Her words resonate deeply, stirring a sense of pride and unity among her people. She continues, "We are stronger together. Let us work hand in hand with our human allies to build a future where our worlds can thrive in peace. No longer will we face threats alone. This is a new era of cooperation and friendship." The crowd cheers, their voices blending together in a powerful chorus of hope. In the background, humans and aliens embrace, sharing stories of their battles and victories. They exchange gifts and laughter, celebrating the strength that comes from diversity. Ilara watches with a sense of fulfillment, knowing that their struggles have not been in vain. As the sun sets, casting a warm glow over the gathering, Ilara feels a renewed sense of purpose. She knows there will be challenges ahead, but with the support of Ryan and their united forces, she believes they can face anything together. The story concludes with a promise of collaboration and understanding, emphasizing that true strength lies in unity. Ilara and Ryan stand side by side, looking out at their people, ready to embark on this new journey together. They are no longer just an alien race and humans, they are allies, bound by a shared vision for a brighter future.